On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah man, my viewers and subscribers, what go on. A blessed and wonderful Wednesday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now me peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps. We're going to kick it off with some international news. The first one coming out of Toronto, Canada, where a 14-year-old boy has been charged in a mass knockings and clappings that left 2 Jamaican men lifeless, no longer among the land of the living, and 3 others wounded in Toronto, Canada, earlier this month. The accused has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and also several counts of attempted knockings and clappings that could have cost the lives of some people. The Canadian police stated in a news conference on Monday that the teen was arrested the day after the June 2nd knockings and clappings and charged Monday after a stolen motor vehicle investigation. It is said that he was scheduled to appear in court the same day. According to the Canadian police, 9 men were gathered in a parking lot after a soccer match. It is said that a dark pickup truck drove into that parking lot and 2 people alighted from the motor vehicle and opened gunfire, hitting the men before driving off. Delroy George Parks, age 61, and Seymour Gibbs, age 46, 2 Jamaicans, lost their lives. 3 other men, who are said to be Jamaicans also, were seriously wounded in that gun attack. Boy, me I tell my peeps, the thing rough. Now over there in the Caribbean country of Barbados, a Jamaican is among 3 charged with a fatal knockings and clappings. Yeah man. Now on your screen is the murder accused leaving court on Monday. Now coming out of Bridgetown, Barbados, a 23-year-old Jamaican man is among 3 who appeared in court on Monday charged with the fatal knockings and clappings of a 32-year-old man identified as Chad Royt. All of that took place earlier this month. The police charged Junior Francis, presently on your screen to the top left-hand corner, that's the Jamaican man, along with the Barbadians, Najee Zion, the Christopher Marshall, age 20, and also 24-year-old Zaquan Ryan O'Neill Walcott. They charged them with the crime after the body of the now deceased man was found with several corner-up wounds all over the upper body on the night of June 5th, 2024. The authorities stated that the now deceased man was gunned down at a shop and a gold chain was ripped from his neck. The 3 men appeared before the resident magistrate court and have been remanded into custody to reappear before the court on July 22nd of this year. In a statement, the police stated that they wanted to thank the media and the general public for their assistance and cooperation in capturing the murder suspects. Yeah man, so another decent spot of work again by the neighboring squaddy them. Yeah, man. Now back to local style. Now yesterday, I covered a vlog where I played a lengthy voice clip. A person revealing happenings on the ground in the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled Clarendon Police Division, more so specific in the Hayes, Newtown, Phase 1 and 2 communities, and also that of Raymond's. Now that was a very controversial vlog that kinda stir up the pot a certain type of way and left some people rather angered and some people rather appeased to the fact that yes, finally somebody came forth to talk. Now I've read many of the comments in the comment sections. I've gotten many DMs also. But what is more so troubling, not surprising, but still troubling nonetheless, is that people are refuting the claims that some of these known criminal elements are criminals. People are reaching out in my inbox stating that some of the most notorious names that were called, they're painting those criminal elements as angels. Now, since those persons are so much of an angelic being, so to speak, why is it that one is presently incarcerated for a crime that he was found guilty of, and he's also being investigated for some recent crimes? Angelic being, right? As for others who have been on the radar of the police over the past couple of years, they have only gotten off those cases simply because persons are afraid to come forward because of the close-knittedness of the gang and the far reach of the gang. The fact that the gang have so many different persons affiliated with them. Persons are afraid to step forward. Hence the reason why some of them are still on the road. And if they were so innocent, explain the massive joint police military operation in the very same community this morning. You think the operation was because of a post from On The Spot News Media? No, the police could care less what On The Spot News Media is saying. The general public care. But the police have their own intelligence and they know exactly what is happening in the area. Hence the reason for that massive joint police military operation in the community this morning. Now I'm pretty sure by the time the police them done, nothing will have balls not supposed to left in the community. And I just hope that some of the criminal elements are caught in that massive police dragnet. Psycho, we get to understand, say, you lift up out of the place. Yeah, man. Because the place get hot. And your boss want to flick your butt also. Now, Askel was also caught in the police dragnet this morning. So now, my peeps, if those persons are angelic beings, so I guess the police, them are idiot too. For them, intelligence is not good at all. Now, let me ask you this, down Hayes, Newtown, Phase 1 and 2. The regular members of Chan Public down there. Uno feel good in our self for a pay extortion, for even put a addition pa uno house. The persons them where build up them place. If uno lay a black and cut a steel, uno have to pay money to white knight. Any farmer construction where go on, money have to shove out. Me know say all the man we buy all the plaza all part in the front there, so you know. Him supposed to a cringe in his skin. If you know say him have the plaza and extortion and lick him left, right and center. Moso, ya pretend like say you're not involved with white knight dealings. Whole heap of the car them where you have park up over the place there where you clear out what there ya. We know say a white knight send on some funds for you buy some car put in the system so him can go and eat a food, cock up him foot in a prison and live good. But one thing me can tell you now, I just God and time. Stop terrorize the regular members of Chan Public in the community. Most of them big man and big woman there in the place right now. And them pave the way so that uno little youth could have grow up and survive. And now uno a turn around and I take a set and become a leech in the people them backbone. It is unfair. I'm just glad say the police them decide say them a go step in and nip it in the bud before it spiral way out of control than what it already is. Now, as it relates to the vlog yesterday, I fact-checked many of those names mentioned, and they're indeed involved. So don't think that on the Spot News Media, I got just post the voice clip just because and get it for post. Majority of those names that have been called on the Spot News Media know for sure that they are involved. Probably two of the names I didn't know about because obviously the person in the voice clip has inside knowledge that only those on the inside is privy to. But for the most part, that voice clip is indeed accurate about the happenings in the community and the names of the criminals involved. Yeah, man. So in a way, make we continue. And still in the troubled, violence-prone, war-torn Clarendon Police Division, On the Spot News Media was reliably informed that Monday afternoon, the police them slap where one coat. Yeah, man, may I tell you, take him 3 pints, brawling in a gun battle where it left members of Jan Public scampering for cover. Shop owners have to draw down them shutters. Several business places forced to close their doors early because of the knockings and clappings. After the gun battle, one man was found suffering from some whole heap of corner wounds, pronounced same place, on the spot, and another seriously injured. The police have yet to identify the criminal element, but of course On the Spot News Media will most definitely stay close to this one to identify that particular criminal element and as to why they were involved in that brazen knockings and clappings Monday sometime around 2 o'clock in the evening there with the Maypen police. Yeah, man. Now the last thing that we are going to talk about is the professor of sustainable development at Mona campus of the University of the West Indies, that is Anthony Clayton, says despite a sustained reduction in the country's knockings and clappings fatality rate, Jamaicans do not feel safe. He was reacting to the latest figures from the JCF, which shows an 11% drop in fatalities between January 1 and June 22 of this year, when compared to the same period of last year. Now we are going to hear from the professor as he weighs in on what is happening on the ground. Now Jamaica is one of the countries with the highest homicide rates in the world, but murders have consistently been trending down in the country for well over a year, it is said. In 2023, the total amount of loss of life was 1,393, and that was 105 fewer than in 2022. And between January 1 and June 2022 this year, 560 people end up losing 3 points to the hands of the criminal elements. That's 74 fewer than the corresponding period last year. So despite the reductions, the professor is stating that people are still not feeling safe. So listen to what the professor have to say, then of course I will comment after. Listen.
People have been living with this problem for many, many years, and they just want it to end. They want to get their lives back. They want to be able to live in a decent, normal society. And this is the problem. When you see a 10% reduction in our homicide rate, that brings us down from one of the highest in the world to one of the highest in the world. We're still in that top group. So even though we see a 10% reduction, we still live in a very, very violent society. And this is a genuine problem. It's not enough to make people feel safe. So this I understand. This problem has taken 50 years to create, and there is not very much we can do that's going to dismantle it overnight. Since the mid-1980s, levels of homicide have been going down almost everywhere in the world. This is levels of homicide outside conflict zones. There's only about 20 countries of which that is not true. Unfortunately, one of them is Jamaica. So we know that there's some special factors in Jamaica, and countries like Jamaica. It's a very small group, which is keeping the level of violent crime so high. And what that suggests is that a lot of it certainly is probably due to the fact that we have so many violence producers in our society now, and they tend to influence the decision making, people who come into contact with them, especially while they're growing up. And that's not a solved problem that the police can solve by themselves. That's a social and cultural problem, and that's going to take some time to dismantle. Unless we can get to a fairly complex statistical analysis, some kind of factor analysis to pull out the effect of the different variables, and the data we've got is not as good as we would want it to be. But until we can do that, then what we're really looking for is some kind of plausible connection between, for example, the reforms in policing, investments in new technology, and effects in the level of crime. And like I was saying earlier, when you've got the level of homicide coming down, but the level of shootings going up, then it's pretty clear that there's not a simple explanation for this, because most of those shootings are in fact attempted homicides.
So basically, as the professor stated, fatalities are going down, but knockings and clappings, attempted murders are going up. So basically, the only reason why fatalities are down is because the attempted knockings and clappings to take them people alive, those people somehow survive that brutal onslaught. If all the knockings and clappings were gone ended in fatalities, our murder rates would have skyrocketed through the roof. So more most definitely needs to be done. More social intervention needs to be done. Too much crime producers have influence over the minds of the youths. I've said this over and over again that we should rubbish the thought about poverty breeds crime. Because if that was so, Montego Bay would not be one of the most violent places in Jamaica. Because as soon as a lot of those criminal elements down there start make money, that is when they become criminal elements. When they were just poor regular youths in the streets, they were good youths, nah get no problem. But as soon as them start dial the banger phone and start eat a food, that time all of them pick up badness. So how come a poverty I breed crime. And as soon as majority of them start make money, at that time them decide to get bad. Make it make sense. But anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.